Hi, I'm Amy Smollers. I am a certified high-performance coach and CEO of Strategic Market Insight, and welcome to this week's episode of Reflective Fridays. So, many of you who know me know that I'm not the quote-unquote Star Wars geek or one who gets overly crazy with the Star Wars. However, today is the first day of the showing of Episode VII, and my sons, my two boys who are 6 and 8, are super excited, and no, we're not going today, but they're really excited that the show's come out. And where this is going is that we also, some of you may know, have inspirational quotes every morning, and we take turns in the family just putting a short quote up on the wall on a whiteboard that we have. Just a reminder: smile today, have fun, always do my best, or different quotes. And the one today my sons came up with together was, "May the Force be with you." And I said, "Oh, that's a great quote, for Star Wars." And they said, "Yeah, but Mama, it's not just Star Wars. It's everybody has a force. And the force can be good and smiley, or the force can be bad and grumpy." And they said, "We really mean have the good force with you today, Mama." And first, obviously, that brought a smile to my face. It still does, thinking about it. And then I, took them to the bus, and they went off to school. And then I thought a little bit more about that, of how awesome is it that two kids who are 6 and 8 already say, "Mama, you can either bring the happy force or the bad, grumpy force." And each of us has a choice on the type of force we bring forth, if you will, or the type of energy that we bring every day. And I was reading Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Successful People again the other day for some research that I'm doing. And there was a quote that really stuck out because it reminded me, and I'm sure this isn't the quote word for word, but it's the idea that it's not other people's actions or words that hurt us necessarily, but it's how we think about and react to those words and reactions that hurt us. And so it is up to us. It's our choice and decisions on how we decipher things and how we think about it and how we react. Now, admittedly, I am far less than perfect, and there are so many areas or places to improve. But being conscious about, okay, don't need to necessarily mirror someone who comes at being upset or angry, that I don't have to reflect that. I can take that and acknowledge and think about it, but really have an opportunity to be empathetic with what's happening, try to understand with what's happening, and not necessarily come back at them with the bad force, if you will. So my challenge for this week is to think about an opportunity you've had today, or looking back on things that have happened this week, and think about how often did you have the good force or the grumpy force, right? Because I don't always necessarily think it's a bad force. It can be just a grumpy attitude. So that's why I use borrowing my son's term on that one. And after thinking about that, I'd like you to journal for a few minutes and just reflect on when you had that good force. How did that make you feel? And how did that make others feel? Or how do you think they felt? And do the same for the bad or grumpy force. How did that make you feel to have that grumpy force with you? And what could you do maybe next time to have a less grumpy force and move your way toward that positive energy and that positive source? So with that, I thank you and honor you for sharing time with me on Reflective Fridays on this Friday. And again, I hope that you've had a great week, that this episode has served you in some way to remind you of that positive, good force that we all have within us. And as always, don't forget to start and end every day with a smile.